Well, hello folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, let's pull up this screen. Sirc, Solar Integrated, has announced 53 million shares they're going to be canceling. So this is very interesting, and we're going to talk about this. And this came out on Twitter today. It says Sirc is pleased to confirm to shareholders the cancellation of 53 million common shares per our June 14th PR update. This should be reflected in our next update. We'd like to thank shareholders for their patience and commitment to the company and the future of green energy. So here you can see the totals down here. Upward Holdings Group, LLC, 38. And then K. Hunter, I believe there was some sort of a agreement with this individual and a company that has caused this. And when you add it all together, it's 53 million according to this tweet. So I'm going to go back to that PR and let's take a look at it. All right, so I found it, and it's Solar Integrated announced an amicable settlement of legal action against K. Hunter and cancellation of 45 million common shares, which is obviously a part of this. And going back to this date, it says, we're pleased that both parties are able to look beyond the claims and they have worked out a deal. It said the terms of the settlement include, among other things, a general release of all past and future claims. And let's see, looks like transferring ownership of Cornerstone Construction back to Mr. Ballou in exchange for a return of 45 million common shares to Sirc and a waiver provision of the original stock purchase. Mr. Ballou to repay 1 million. He's to retain a cash portion of the stock purchase agreement of 3 million. It says the company doesn't anticipate any problems with giving the company back. Result, additionally, upon receipt of the 45 million common shares, the company intends to cancel them, resulting in 8.6 net reduction of outstanding shares. And this had to do with them changing their business model to, looks like wholly towards solar installation, EV charging, away from standard roofing. And normally 53 million share reduction to outstanding shares wouldn't be that big a deal on the OTC, but this company doesn't have that many shares outstanding right now. Let's take a look at that. As you can see, they've got 560 million. So if they reduce 53 million, that's, you know, what, 8-9% of the total. So it's pretty significant. And it looks like they haven't updated for a while, so it looks like this number should get updated, and it should include that reduction, I would assume. And I'm sure that's affected the stock price. Let's take a look at it. Okay, yeah, while everything else seems to be dropping today, it appears SIRC's up 4% on this news, which doesn't quite match how much the shares should be reduced. However, this is a down day in the market. I think the Dow's down around 200 or 300 points and the NASDAQ about 100 points. And basically because they're concerned about interest rates getting raised by the Fed, which almost certainly is going to happen. They've got to fight inflation, and there's too much money being spent, and inflation is just going to continue. So unfortunately, we're going to have higher interest rates to combat that. It's the only way to combat it. So it's a rainy day out there today. Yep, you can feel it. And I know there's a lot of talk on Discord and also in the SIRC community about the Form 10 and the ability to get regular loans from banks once that's been filed successfully. And when you look at the balance sheet, you can see they probably could convert some of their debt in order to continue their growth, because they do have some debt here. Let's see, notes payable of 23 million and convertible notes payable of 11.9 million. And some of those are, you know, interest rates that are a little bit high. I wouldn't call it toxic debt, but they're not the best loans. And the whole reason I invested in this company was the huge second quarter. You know, I've just recently bought this stock, and when I saw them go from 8 million up to 66 million in revenue, but the most important thing was to go from a $4 million loss to a $21 million gain on net income, and even after paying their interest of $2 million, which, like I said, if they can get a regular loan or regular loans, this should go down a little bit as well. But they almost did $19 million in profit, which is absolutely outstanding. I mean, that is so strong. Their forward PE is super low compared to their market cap. I mean, look at this market cap of 166 million. That's very small compared to an $18 million quarter profit. If you multiply that times 4, I mean, that's a crazy low forward PE for an OTC stock. So this is a very interesting stock, and that's why I bought it. So this is a bad day for the shorts, that's for sure. Yeah, they're having to cover, I'm sure, because look, this last day, the 29th, they were at 50% volume, was being shorted, which is really high. I mean, 50%, that's really high for SIRC. They've been averaging around 30. So the shorts are hating this. And the shorts are hating this announcement.
This sucks more than anything that has ever sucked before.
Yep, they're not liking it. Not liking it one bit. And the shareholders, such as myself, you know, we're pretty darn happy about it. We're kind of feeling like this. All right, folks, and that's SIRC today. A really nice announcement. It's something they've been working on since June, obviously, probably longer than that. But that's nothing but positive news, it appears to me. If you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover SIRC. And I won't get a whole lot of views on this, I know, but I do like this company, man. They've got the juice. But anyway, I hope you did like the content. And we'll see you next time on Mr. Frugal Investor.